Everybody, we're in Cherokee, North Carolina at the Oconaluftee Visitor Center. I may be pronouncing that wrong. But anyway, we are going to go around the Mountain Farm Museum. We've been here many years ago, so we figured we'd come back by and look at it again. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Might as well be. We're already here. So I don't think we'll see any elk right now because it's early in the day, but I have seen them here before. So it says Mountain Farm Museum. Most of the buildings on a mountain farm related to the most basic of all needs, preserving food. The historic buildings at the Mountain Farm Museum were moved here from throughout the national park in the early 1950s. These buildings reflect the challenges faced daily by everyday mountain farm families. John Davis spent 2 years building this house near Deep Creek, North Carolina. It was completed about 1900. The log walls are matched. Davis split chestnut logs in half along their length and placed the halves in matching positions on opposite walls. So that'll be that house.
English. This is Italian quilting technique where the focal point is the stitching. But a specific name, I'm not sure. And in different places also have different names.
Like years ago, they had to put it on a frame and they had back stitching. That's what it is.
There's a suspended frame in there.
Right, quilting frame. And they had what they call quilting parties. And a group of ladies in the community, they would get together and go to that house and quilt each other's quilt.
I remember Grandma doing that.
Yeah. I'm doing a quilting program, so I know like research and come out here and teach people about quilting specific to this area. Like that way for people. I grew up on the quilting piece, like the modern time, and they're writing.
So I believe they said this house is 122 years old and a family of 8 lived in here. And check out those newspapers on that wall.
I never finished the quilt myself. I've been working on the one in there. Oh, this is
Yeah, that's yours.
Here's the child that's sleeping. They have 5 kids. And they all sleep in this one room. Imagine. I mean,
Looks like it's where they ate, because there's a,
that door open?
yeah, you can see it, you can.
Yeah, you got to walk around.
There was a way to see it, and
Okay. What's the name of this sewing machine, Donna?
It's probably a Singer. That's what most of them are. But this is all old quilt frame. Mom was all excited when she saw this. Says this is an ash hopper, and they were used to produce lye for making soap. Ashes from stoves and fireplaces were stored in an ash hopper until a family was ready to make a run of lye. Water poured through the ashes leached out of the alkali in the ashes, and the liquid collected was lye. Hardwood and ashes made the strongest lye. One way to test the strength of lye was to place an egg or a potato in the liquid. If they floated in the middle of the lye, it was considered strong enough for making soap. In addition to soap, lye was used in making hominy from corn. To save time and labor, many families began using commercially produced lye once it became available. So this would have been the kitchen right here. So this is the view of the kitchen from the other side. You can see they had a relatively large table, a pie safe, nice fireplace, butter churn. And that's the side view of the house there. Such a beautiful house. I could move right in there, but I'm pretty sure they would frown upon that since it is in a national park. And this is the Oconaluftee River that runs right beside the museum. It's just a beautiful location. I do see the washboards back there, but I'm pretty sure this was not the old-timey laundry room. So if I read this side, I would have known what it was. Anyway, it's the spring house. It says a reliable source of drinking water was important in selecting the house site. A good spring met the need and also provided a means for keeping perishable foods. Yes, this is the blacksmith shop. And as is the running joke now, that is a anvil right there, and the forge is back there in the background. So it says this shop was used by the farmer to make repairs to tools or to forge his own ironwork. Iron could be scarce, so a worn-out horseshoe might become a part of a door hinge, as you see here. This blacksmith shop was bought here from Cades Cove in Tennessee. Says hogs were the main source of meat on mountain farms. They could produce several large litters of offspring each year, which helped ensure a family's supply of meat. And the smell is horrible. It was not bad over there, but it was horrible over here. There's a beautiful rooster. Oh my Lord. I always love this old-timey fencing. I'll tell you, it still sits there. I don't know how long it's been there, though. It might have only been there a year. Who knows? So as you can see, even though they said that Bob was here, everybody else feels that it's necessary to say they were here too. But it can lead to a $100 fine and possibly up to $5,000 and 6 months in jail. But all these people have carved their names here or wrote on it with Sharpies. Apparently they don't have the animals out today. Well, might have to come back after all. Oh, this is nice. That is beautiful up there. Oh my Lord. Can you see it? Isn't that beautiful? That is some impressive work.
That's one of the air conditioned things. Come on, let's go.
I think she's saying she's ready to go. But I'm not done yet, so whenever we get done, that's whenever we'll leave and go on to our next destination. And before they think I'm starving you to death, can you tell them why you're hungry? Because the hotel we stayed at in Bryson City did not have any kind of meat for breakfast, so we had a lovely waffle.
They did not have no kind of meat.
Yeah, no sausage, no bacon, no eggs.
No,
So I'm not starving her to death, just in case you wanted that, because you might be like, oh my God.
I got food in the car.
We do have food in the car, because if you've ever watched one of my other videos, you know I carry food everywhere I go.
That's where you keep your cows and horses. I think horses on one side, cows on the other side.
Yeah.
Right here for the cow. Put the oxen in for cows. See right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they put. Trap them in.
I think these doors are impressive. I love stuff like this. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. He ended up building a different house and he always said he wished he'd taken those cabinets with him.
I think they got old corn stalks up there in that barn. That's what's up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have some sweet old wagons underneath there. This says broom corn. Broom corn is a member of the sorghum plant family and is the source of broom straw for making brooms. It was introduced to the country from Asia in the late 1700s. The straw is part of the seed head that grows at the top of the plant. Once the seeds develop, the broom straw is cut and stacked to dry. After drying, the seeds are removed and the straw is ready for making brooms. Some seeds were saved for the next year's crop. The rest could be fed livestock. Families sometimes planted a small patch of broom corn to make brooms for their own use and to sell or trade. Plants found in the wild, such as broom sedge, also provided material for making brooms. I don't know if I got a good shot of that blacksmith shop a while ago, but there it is. Yes, I do know what that is. So this would be the corn crib. So this thing right here is like the most fun thing ever. If you ever get a chance to use it, you put a ear of corn in there and just start turning that thing and boom, you have it shelled. And this talks about sorghum cane, descended from the wild grasses that are native to parts of Africa and Asia, where humans have cultivated it for more than 4,000 years. And it was introduced to this country in the 1700s. says corn cribs house the family's most important crop. Corn fed humans and livestock. Families consumed it both fresh and as cornmeal cooked into dishes such as mush and cornbread. I'm guessing they must have people trying to climb through this one since they got some plexiglass up there. And it says corn was the most important crop on mountain farms. It was primarily a source of cornmeal and fresh corn, but had other uses as well. The shirts were woven into chair seats used to stuff mattresses and made into dolls, hats, rugs, and mops. The leaves of the plant were fed to livestock, and dry corn cobs made good kindling for starting fires. A family's corn crop might vary from a few acres to more than 20 acres, depending on the size of the farm and the family. And then also, if you're from the South, you know that corn cobs also served another purpose in the dear sweet outhouse. So Mom is pointing me in this direction. She wants everybody to know this over here is how they would do the syrup. So what they would do, they would put the sugar cane out here, and then they would have a mule, and this right here would have a long thing attached to it, and the mule would go around in circles to press the sugar cane, and the syrup would come out. And that tree is just stunning. Oh my Lord. Fall is definitely in the air. So this says sorghum mill and furnace. Sorghum cane, a crop that was grown on many mountain farms, was used to provide sorghum molasses. The cane was fed between the rollers of the animal-powered cane mill, which would be that over there, which squeezed out the juice. The juice was then boiled over the furnace until it turned into a thick, dark, stringy molasses. 10 gallons of juice yielded about 1 gallon of molasses. Long sweetening, as it was called, was used in dozens of recipes and as syrup. And this beautiful building right here was the apple house. And they actually have apples inside. They're probably fake, but apples are in season right now. So it says apple house. For the mountain family, apples were a staple, eaten raw and used to make cider, vinegar, applesauce, apple butter, and pie. Storing them was important, as evidenced by this substantial apple house. Summer apples were stored on the upper floor. Hardier winter apples were put on the ground floor bins. Earth and thick stone walls provided insulation for cold and heat. So it says, pull a door to enter, but do not climb on the apple trees. Ooh, here's something.
Look how they made the chicken pens back then.
Oh, there's a live chicken in there.
That chicken just laid eggs.
So it says gardens produce fresh food as well. Food to preserve and varied in size depending on the needs of the family. Before home canning came into widespread use, pickling and drying were the primary methods of preserving food. Some garden produce like potatoes, turnips, and cabbage stored well for the winter if protected from freezing. Plants like lettuce, turnips, mustard, and cabbage that could tolerate cool weather made it possible to grow some fresh greens throughout much of the year. Wild greens, berries, nuts, and a variety of other forest plants also provided food for families. So this is by far the most important building anywhere you go. The outhouse. And it looks like that one was a one-seater. And you can see that. You can actually see the corn cobs down there. I'm just going to take a moment and watch the leaves fall. And watch all the traffic going out there. Some of them's probably on their way to Tennessee. And it's so close I could smell it. But I guess I'll wait. It's only another month away. And I'll be there. The worst gnats. I feel like Pigpen and Charlie Brown. All the gnats around. Oh my Lord. So this over here was the meat house. And they have plenty hanging up in there to show how it would have looked. And it says the meat house. This building protected one of the most valuable commodities on a mountain farm, the meat supply. The most common meat was pork. Without refrigeration, salting, and smoking were the most common means of preserving meat and protecting it from insects and bacteria. Butchering took place in late fall. Cool temperatures were required to keep the meat from spoiling during the initial stages of the preservation process. Not progress. And we're pretty much back from where we started at a while ago, at this beautiful house. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video from the Oconaluftee Mountain Farm Museum here in Cherokee, North Carolina, which is part of the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains National Park. we came on back to the car because, you know, Mom says she's hungry, so I do travel with food. So now she's over there eating her fruit snacks. Since it's getting near Halloween, we got these cute little things the other day at Sam's Club. And we also have potato chips in here. So she's not going to starve until we get somewhere. I'm not going to starve either. So how'd you enjoy the trip out there?
That's good.
It was. Mom was in her element out there because, as you all know, she loves history. She got really excited about seeing the quilts out there. And there was a man out there. He was demonstrating on how to make a bowl, but however, I did not record that. And the pig smell got to me, but it's okay.
No, them was hogs. And you know what hog smells like.
It smells like
I
crap.
don't have to explain.
Yes, it was a bad whiff all of a sudden. But it's not the first time I smelled it, won't be the last time. So we're gonna head on out to our next destination. But we did want to do as much as we could of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park on the North Carolina side because we do love the Smokies. That's just a known fact. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit that we got to show you today. So Mom's gonna do her thing real quick.
Subscribe.
Yes, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I am everywhere. I'm not just in the state of South Carolina. Like right now I'm in North Carolina. And then I'm going to be going other places. So you do get to see more than just South Carolina, since you are seeing North Carolina right now. And if we wanted to, Tennessee's only like 20 miles away. But we're going to wait. So we're going to head on back towards the house. And then we're going out somewhere else. So whenever you see the next video, we may still be in North Carolina. It depends if where we're going next has a beautiful scene decorated. If it does, I might do a video there. But if not, we'll see you somewhere else in the future. So have a good day. Bye.